Hi, it's Hazel, and welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. I am here again with a haul video. This is a bit of a mixed bag. These are items I forgot to show in the last video. There's some vintage stuff, and then some flour sack type thing. So it will be shorter than some of the others I've done lately, but still, I think you will find it interesting. Welcome to all the new subscribers. I so much appreciate you. I hope that you're taking time to poke around my channel, check out some of the playlists, are making every effort to get to know some of the fellow makers in the YouTube world through my series of interviews called Heart to Heart with Hazel. There is a dedicated playlist. It may not be up to the minute, but it is. It's definitely listed on my channel. Anyway, so I was thrifting, and I came across these boxes. Didn't really know what they were, but of course they grabbed my attention. Now, if you are an old Avon fan customer, you probably know right off the bat what this is. Beautiful boxed soaps. Maybe the smell isn't the greatest. Let's see. Let's read the English side. To special occasion perfume smokes. But of course, I was grabbed by the box. Now, if there was some way, I wonder. See, I didn't think of trying that before I turned on the camera, but if there was some way of peeling this this decal off, I would definitely try to reuse it. Oh my goodness. Look at that. So it's like vellum. Wow. And then I could very easily donate. Okay, I won't make you watch that, but I of course was thinking about this as a potential journal cover. Now, this one is not quite as good as this one. However, I was thinking that if I put, because typically, you know, books are taller than they are wide. If I covered up those stems like so, it wouldn't be as obvious that, you know, they should be this way. Anyway, that's my thinking. I am so glad I tried that. Okay, let's put this safely aside, and I will work on this after the fact. Okay, here is another one. A beautiful, and I don't think, no, of course, these things are never dated. This is equally as lovely, and it's going to be the same situation probably with getting the decals off. The soap, honestly, well, I really don't know anyone who uses bar soap anymore. It just doesn't seem quite as sanitary as... Anyway, okay, you get the message. I will work on this and I will get rid of this soap. Or, oh, you know what might be good? Since the smell is so overpowering, is to use this on those items that have a scent, you know, that is less than desirable. Anyway, enough about that. Okay, I'm a sucker for Post-its. I've never seen this shape before. It is, well, let's cut it open. In the picture there, they've looped it around a tote bag or something. So I just thought those were cute, even if a person just glued them down to a paper or you know, use them. I don't know how, but I don't leave stuff like this behind. So I'll figure out what to do with them and where to store them because they are a bit big. Okay, I'll get this out of the way. This is a brand new package, regular price $11.59, off printed like stationery. And this was back in the day when packages included 100 sheets of paper. Now, you know, yeah, you can still find the odd bit of ugly paper, and it's usually 25 sheets. This is useful to me and something that I always pick up because I'm a marriage commissioner. So when I print out a copy of the couple's ceremony and include it in a folder for them. So this is perfect because it's, of course, portrait mode, which is the way we read, or the way we print documents. I picked up 3 ideals. I'm not going to really take, well, maybe I should try to find the date. 1988 autumn. And I think by now everyone is familiar with what ideals are and all the wonderful possibilities that exist within them, with illustrations, poetry, photography, you know, these monotone kinds of pages, and so on. Okay, I was going to look for the date. So I will probably be making some of these available because I have more ideals that need to be out there in the world. 1988. And now I don't know. These were all part of a sort of a fall Thanksgiving display in the store. Oh, never seen that before. That sort of explains this. So it looks like this would have been in a library. Bowdoin School Library. 1968. Oh, even older. So, yeah, a lot of good imagery. I think that because our harvest is going quite well this year, touch wood, I may even be doing a fall harvest Thanksgiving type journal this year. I've got to start on it. I was happy to find, I believe this is I counted the pages. I think they're all here. 10 sheets, 9 by 12, 120 pound Canson watercolor paper. Watercolor paper can be expensive. When I was taking art classes, I was buying the full sheets, you know, 300 pound paper. And that was a lot of money back then. Now, for most of what we're doing, that would be overkill. Frankly, that would be overkill. But to be able to find some of this at a thrift store at a decent price, I think I paid $4 for this, if I'm not mistaken, that felt like a deal. This is rough surface, which means that it is cold pressed. So if you ever have trouble remembering, oh, which is cold pressed, which is a hot pressed, the way I remember it is an ironing analogy. I know hardly anyone irons, but if you were ironing something with that heat, you would be making it smooth. So hot press paper is the one that is smoother. And you can thank me later for that little tip. Okay. Then I got a series of these, well, they're calling them a calendar almanac. 35, 39, 37, and 41. Okay, so let's just flip through one. And it's excuse me, And they came with, I guess, a little tiny string. And I suppose you were supposed to hang this up where? In the kitchen or someplace? Because, you know, think about how houses might have looked back in the day. No libraries, no, you know, probably no junk drawers. Everything was utilitarian and stripped down. So hang me up. Dr. A.W. Chase's Calendar Almanac for the Home, Factory, Farm, and Office. Published by Dr. A.W. Chase Medicine Company, Oakville, Canada. So let's just flip through one and see. Now it is, you know, kind of newsprint type paper. It's 52 pages. Images, photography, illustrations. Because it's an almanac, it has this sort of layout as well. So that's November 1941. Talking about Armistice Day, which of course then got renamed to Remembrance Day. And, you know, the typical healing, medicinal kind of cures and fixes. Look, you've got lumbago and are bent over like that guy? Well, we can help you with that. Greatly relieved by proper functioning of kidneys and bowels. Sciatica. Well, I've had sciatica, and if you have, you know how painful and debilitating that can be. Yeah, so there's probably a cure in here for every one of us, for one thing or another. Don't let constipation get you. A lazy liver, a lazy man. And, you know, as much as I'm sort of making light of these, when was the last time you heard the word piles? I'm making light of some of these, titles, headlines. But I think most of us who've been around more than a week or two know that quite often some of the early remedies and the early thinking about healing that was more natural, more less pharmaceutical based, has been found after years and years of research to have merit. You know, like mothers and grandmothers knew about the healing power of garlic long before the medical community acknowledged it. Oh, that one has blue. Okay, so these, once I check my inventory, I'm sure some of these will be available through the drop sale. This must have been part of the same lot. It's called Legacy of Days. Looks like this guy. Okay, 1986. This is probably a self-published. Yeah, this looks like it's poetry. Now, of course, I haven't read any, but, you know, we can assume it maybe has a farm-related, an old house. One thing I have to say is that I have been missing the boat in terms of using intact pieces of poetry as focal points. Now, of course, this has been stapled together. So I'm sure that if I were to, okay, the Farmer's Lament, wouldn't that? And it's only 2 pages long. 3 pages. 2 and a bit. I'm sure that if I took the time to read some of this, I would find that, the old scarecrow, that there's meaning. Boots and overalls. Anyway, I won't do that in front of you. Okay, another thing that caught my eye, this was an online auction, obviously, that I got these things at, were these farm account books. I'm thinking, well, we're farmers, like, what are we, chopped liver? Let me see what this is like. So 63, 70, and 69. I just thought they were pretty eye-catching. You know, they've got those animals on there. This would have been, I guess, supplied probably by BMO, Bank Montreal. Blue font there. The nice thing about books or booklets like this are the tables, the conversion things, and of course the ledger-like pages. Now, did anyone write in this, or did they just put the date on the cover? This one is completely naked. So this would be great wherever you need this sort of type of page. If you were doing a farm journal, or if you just wanted to back anything with some, lined writing space. So that one is cool. Let's see if this one has anything written. Oh, this one is torn. But again, that's why we salvage Scotch tape or make our own distress tape for repairs just like that. This one too. So why did these people bother writing the date on there if they didn't make any entries? Three relatively pristine. And that's what the back looks like. Okay, cool. Looking forward to doing something with that. Then there are a couple more. Now this one says 62. And this was, I guess, handed out by John Deere. It's also bigger. Green. Well, of course, they'd use green font for John Deere. And green throughout. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what this is. He's talking about somebody or other who, their birth date, November 13th, 1890. So I don't know, were they using it as a... And this is not English. Not English. Tough winter ahead because white man getting too rich. Walking Eagle, the aging Indian chief who lives in the foothills of the Rockies, made his annual winter prediction last week. Interviewed in Rocky Mountain House, Alberta, he said that the great Manitou is angry about the riches of the white man. The white man is getting too big and rich, he said. Manitou does not like this, and he gave bad weather. The chief's long-range forecast, much snow and cold weather with one big but short-lived blizzard and many small ones. But there was one comforting note. It won't be as bad as last year's, which was one of the worst winters Alberta has seen, and there will be an early spring. Of course, we have no idea when that was. Maybe it was written about now. Oh, so that's 1970, 1971. Saskatoon sizzles in the sun. So it looks like it was a bit of a record of cold spring predicted by Chief. So, of course, the weather is pivotal to any farming operation, and we are at its mercy. It's interesting to note that, even 50 years ago, there were some extremes of weather. I remember when I graduated from high school, went to Edmonton to attend college. There was one, well, I don't remember what year it was, where the Edmonton Journal was mailing out certificates because there was this huge cold snap where the temperature never rose above zero for something like 30 days or something. I have one of those. Yeah, damn near killed us all. Okay, the Handy Farm account. Again, this is a John Deere one. This one, I don't know. It feels a little funny. Oh, 1937, 38. Well, it's old, no wonder. I don't know what they did here. I guess that's not too bad. It doesn't seem to damage the page. So they used it almost like a scrapbook. Would you like to make choke cherry wine? Fresh and old pillows? So yeah, it was, okay, what is this? Junior Red Cross. Okay, remove mildew. Mildew is one of the hardest stains to remove since it is a plant growth increasing rapidly. If not removed at once, it will just, okay, this is on fabric. An old-fashioned remedy is to soak the spots overnight in buttermilk or sour milk, then spread on grass in the sun to dry. A solution of salt and buttermilk is good for colored goods. Keep up the sunning and soaking as long as the mildew remains. Salt and lemon juice are also good to use in connection with the sunshine treatment. Paint spots can be removed, okay. So yeah, there's probably some gold here. Hot cross buns. And, you know, the fact that, I don't know what they made these little adhesive tabs with, but they don't seem to ruin the paper, so that's good. More recipes. Yeah, so this will probably be offered for sale as well. Sour cream cookies. Some of these pages have come loose, but... Okay, this is not English. Might be German. 42, 43, 48. Oh, what's this? A Union Jack flag. Bonus. Gift with purchase. Well, somebody made full use of this one, that's for sure. Okay. So, we will end with the lot that I bought off, let me make some room here, that I bought off Flour Sacks. Now, some of you may know that my mom and dad ran a bakery for, let's see, 1966, well, for, I don't know, 25 or more years. So, of course, the day that, you know, a little truck, like a 3-ton truck, would deliver the flour was always a big day because they'd order like 100 bags at a time or whatever. I can't say that I remember flour coming in cloth sacks. I do remember when they were, of course, switched to paper. But this is a big thing here. This is 19 inches wide. Don't know, it was okay, it was only printed on one side, and it's got the Robin Hood logo on it. So I think that's pretty darn cool. Oh, see, even back then it's got the bilingual messaging. Now, I would say that this has never been washed. Now, if you're old enough to have remembered a mother or grandmother using old sacks as dish towels, you know how lovely and soft those got with washing and with use. So I don't know. It doesn't smell, so perhaps I would not wash this. I may just, well, I don't know how I'd handle selling it. Here is another one. I don't know this at all. It says Little John. Quick cooking oats, 10 kilograms. Oh, I guess it was a Robin Hood product. And again, printed on one side. This, honestly, these look like they've never been used. So it's not like someone bought the product. Because remember, or if you've ever seen these, they would have had that sort of that interlocking stitch. And if you've deconstructed garments, you know that if you pick, start at the right end and pick exactly the right thread, and it's trial and error, you can get it so that the whole thing removes. Well, that's how flour sacks were shut, sewn shut. Okay, this is Quaker flour, made in Canada. Quaker Oats Company, 5 pounds, made from selected hard wheat. Untie here. Again, it's faded, but I don't think it's been used. Then there's this. Now this one is a coffee bag, so I would say, not as old, obviously. Oh, this is from Hawaii. There's a pronunciation. So somebody must have, traveled there and bought that as a souvenir. Here's another one of these guys. And, sometimes these, oh, that flakes off. I was going to say, sometimes you end up with sort of rust spots on cloth, and that just adds to the charm. There is a bit staining on this one. But again, very soft. Here is something I've never seen before. This is from bologna. So if you can imagine, a big chunk of meat there. Gloucester product. So where was this? Well, it says Canada, government inspected. Oh, New Brunswick. So I would say that this was, this is different stitch, it's sort of an overcast stitch there. And if you can imagine a chunk of meat that big, it would have had to have been pretty, heavy duty, well made. See this, there's enough here for 2 journal covers. Yes, sirree, Bob. Okay. This one is Ogilvy, the Ogilvy Flour Mills Company, Medicine Hat, Alberta, dark rye flour, 7 pounds when packed. Again, a bit of staining on it, but that is, now this one you can see there was a stitch line. So I wonder, can we tell if this was used? A little cloud of flour dust. Yeah, I would say this one was used. I'll see how I feel about washing these things. Sometimes I like to just to freshen things up a bit. That one's nice with all those colors. Okay, let's keep going. 2 more. And the grand finale. This is just a protective thing. Now this is paper. So it is the New West concentrated unbleached wheat flour, low in calories, high in nutrition, from Lewiston, Montana, 10 pounds. Printed on one side and with the gusset. So if they were stacked up on a shelf, you could still see what you're getting. Now this is really pretty big. It is 16.5 inches, to this point, and 6 inches wide. Now, oh, there's something here, New West wheat flour. The other day I was trying to catch up on some videos because, of course, there's no TV in the combine. And I saw the video that Carol did for Cara and BB's paper bag journal challenge. And she chose to use these sorts of bags. And I was pretty impressed with how she maximized the use of them. And I absolutely love what she did with her, with a collaged cover. I guess this was just a protective thing. Okay, so there are, I wasn't able to say yes to that collab because, of course, harvest. But there are many videos to watch. I don't know if there are 30, I don't know how many participants there are, but lots and lots to watch. Okay, this is the last item, and this is the best. Okay, Victory Sugar, Victory Mills, Tabor, Alberta. So they're in southern Alberta. They're sugar beets and so on. 80 kilograms. So if you want to convert kilograms to pounds, you multiply it by 2.2. So that's a lot of pounds. Anyway, so I'm thinking, oh, that's kind of cool. And then I realize that somebody has turned these into, well, back in the day, we would have said pedal pushers. So I don't know if this must be the company that, you know, hemmed this, made it in, you know, put a drawstring waist. Anyway, so, okay, let me, how am I going to do this? You can see. So this one leg, well, let's do it this way. Okay, so this is the one leg that I showed you. Now, of course, it tapers, as pant legs tend to do. But isn't that cool? And I mean, so many aspects of it could be used. Well, let me just, didn't pull out a ruler. I just want to, for my own benefit, find out kind of how wide it is at the widest point. So if a person wanted to keep this part intact, this circle is 9 inches. So, you know, maybe you'd fold it so that this goes around the spine a bit. This part here is about 6 inches. So, and again, it's that lovely, well, it's flour sack. Oh, they even put a pocket in. Well, right on. Okay, and then the other side, the other leg, is this. So Victory Mills Incorporated with a great big number, the weight, Tabor, Alberta. This, of course, I would take off and salvage because I do save fabric labels. Is there a pocket on this side? Yes, there is. So isn't that something? I, you know, of course, with online auctions, there are always photos, but I can't say that if there was a photo showing this in this way, or explaining that there was a pair of pants, I certainly missed it. But of course, no amount of stitching can hold journal makers back. If we want to get back to basics, we know what to do. And of course, the back is just plain. So, tell me, if you will, what your favorite item was here today. I think there were a few good ones to choose from. So I will, like I said, I will, if I know anything about myself at all, and I do try to be a little self-aware, I think these will all end up being washed. And I will remove these things. And yeah, I just appreciate you guys being here. And I hope that I've surprised you with a few items that you may not have seen before. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.